back, my energies. Salute to you, your inner god or goddess, and your gangster. It's been a while. It has been a while, and I am finally back with another video, a up-to-date video on my 3 months here living in Louisiana. It's time. So I'm gonna jump right into it. Here are some things you need to know if you're considering relocating to Louisiana, specifically New Orleans. So I have a list to the left of me that I'm gonna be looking at periodically. So if you see me veering off, that's what I'm looking at. Been here 3 months now, and I know that, y'all wanna update. Thank you if you have been reaching out and leaving comments and asking for updates like, hey, did you move? What happened? How are you liking it? Yeah. I thank you so much for that. It lets me know that you guys are actually watching my videos, and I really appreciate that. So shout out to y'all. All right, first things first. I'm the realist. No, we're not doing that. First things first, you need to save money. If you're moving to this state, another state, if you're moving within your state, you need to save money, right? So I had money saved up because of the panini, right? People weren't really working. We got those checks from the government, blah, 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 blah. I might have also been working my other job and still getting paid virtually. It was all virtual, promise you. If you're relocating for a job, that's great. That's amazing because you're gonna have money coming in right away. If not, like me, I moved here without a job lined up. And it's not that I didn't attempt to look for a job here. I did. It was just very difficult given the pandemic. Not the ideal situation, but it happens. It is what it is. If you're ready to move, you're ready to move. It is what it is. Transporting your items, so shipping your items from wherever state you're moving to or whatever the case may be. I told you guys that I used Bus Freighter, which is a Greyhound company. And my stuff it actually all got here intact. One thing broke. Everything else was intact. One thing broke, and it was plastic, so it didn't really make a big difference to me. I can always replace it. So I was really, really grateful. Shout out to Bus Freighter. Amazing job. My only issue was when my items arrived in New Orleans, getting them from the station here to my apartment. The reason why it was a little tasking for me to get my items here is because I don't live in New Orleans itself. I don't live in the city, or I don't live downtown, as I think they call it downtown here. I'm just accustomed to saying the city. I live about 15 minutes outside of New Orleans in Metairie. And so the main reason I decided to live somewhere outside of this city is because of flooding. I mean, we all know what happens with hurricanes and just the weather here. And so in my mind, I'm like, I'm not about to deal with that. I can't even swim. So no. The great thing about New Orleans is that most of the other little areas or communities are within driving distance. It's no more than 12 to 15 minutes outside of New Orleans. So I can get there pretty quickly. My neighborhood is, specifically my apartment complex, predominantly like Hispanic. Surprisingly, I was surprised. My complex is predominantly Hispanic, but there's a mixture, right? There's a lot of Black people living here too, but this entire area is predominantly a white area. Kenner is a predominantly white area, which is not necessarily what I was going for because I like to be around my people. I'm just saying, not gonna sugarcoat that. Very pro-Black, very Afrocentric, very spiritual, all that good stuff. So it is what it is. It's a nice neighborhood. It's quiet. I do miss the noise of the city. I do miss New York. I do miss Brooklyn. We just gonna put that out there right now. I'm not even gonna hold you. So this area is very, very quiet, very, very chill, which is great if you have a family or great if you just want a little bit of peace and quiet. This apartment complex was not my first choice. There is another apartment complex that I wanted. And another reason why I looked at this place specifically is because it's off of Veterans Boulevard. If you're from New Orleans or Kenner or Louisiana, you probably know where Veterans Boulevard is. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out here. Veterans Boulevard is this long boulevard that has like everything. Walmart, Target, Chick-fil-A, Outback, like all the things that you could think of, all the food places you can think of, all the little stores you could think of are on Veterans Boulevard. And so the apartment that I originally wanted to get was like smack that, was actually facing Veterans. I'm kind of off of Veterans. I'm off of one of the interstates, but the apartment was actually facing Veterans, and so I could easily just walk because I'm accustomed to walking, right? I could easily just walk to wherever I needed to go. But I didn't get that apartment, whatever. This is a decent place too. They could do a little better with the upkeep, but it is what it is. You will have to pay renter's insurance. You have to pay renter's insurance here, obviously, because of all the natural disasters that happen here, right? So my renter's insurance is $21 a month, which is, I think there are some that are a little bit cheaper than that, but that's not bad to me. Entergy is the energy company that's here. There's a $150 deposit. $150 deposit that you must pay when you set up your energy service or your electricity or whatever. Why? Why do I have to make a deposit? Why can't I just pay the first bill when it comes? $150. She's like, yes, it's a standard deposit. Okay. It's like, nah, I didn't hang up on her, but no, I ain't never heard that before. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Because I live outside of New Orleans, I needed a car, right? It's only 15 minutes, but the public transportation here I'm not really familiar with, and it's not gonna be comparable to a place like New York or a place like, I don't know, DC, where you know that the public transportation is always running and da-da-da-da-da. I'm not saying that it's not on time here, but I don't know. I've only seen one bus run up and down Veterans Boulevard, so I just didn't even want to risk it. When I first moved here, I was taking Ubers everywhere. Not frequently, but everywhere. And y'all know that stuff adds up, right? So literally the first day that I got here and my Uber driver was dropping me off from the airport to my apartment, he said, oh, you know, you can drive for Uber. And I'm like, you know, someone else told me that. I heard that you can rent a car with them, which is true. You can rent a car with Uber or with Lyft, right? You do have to pay weekly. And so with Uber, it's $240 weekly, which comes out to about $1,000 a month. And so I paid that $1,000 for the first month. And I was like, no, this doesn't make sense because I could just get a car. The rental price is $240 a week. You have to, now when you go to Uber, if you're gonna do this, listen up, right? If you're relocating here and you don't have a job lined up and you need to make money and you need a car because you chose an area that is not heavily supported by public transportation, drive for Uber or Lyft, right? But do not, I personally wouldn't do it for too long. Maybe a month while you get your stuff together, because you have to pay that $240. And then also with Uber, you have to pay a deposit. So you pay about $444 when you go in that day. They don't tell you that, but you pay a deposit to like Hertz or Avis, whoever you're renting from. And then you pay that first week, that $240 for that first week. So it came out to like $444, which are great numbers, but still. And so my experience with driving with Uber, I will do a separate video on that, but I just want to mention that I had some crazy experiences with driving for Uber, to the point where I just stopped driving passengers and I just did strictly Uber Eats, or I signed up for DoorDash. You're technically not supposed to do DoorDash in an Uber car. Sorry, Uber. Being in New Orleans or Metairie or Louisiana for this past 3 months, making friends has not been easy. And it's not because I don't want to make friends or because I have whatever going on or I'm just picky, or I mean, I am a little bit picky, but that's not the issue. The issue with making friends here for me is the fact that I haven't really gone out much. Like, I haven't had the time to really, you know, go out and explore. I haven't been on Bourbon Street. I haven't been out here like partying and getting beads, and no, I haven't really done much of that at all. Honestly, when I moved here, my focus was like, all right, I need to find a job. I need to make money. I need to support myself. I need to take care of my bills. I need to, all these things, right? And so I just genuinely haven't had time to go out. I've just been focused on work. However, why did I just shoot at y'all? However, I was using the Facebook dating app to try to not really date, but honestly to make friends, just to meet people here and have someone I can talk to and hang out with and things like that. And so I did make a friend through Facebook dating. He's pretty cool. He told me not to talk about him in this video, so I'm not gonna say much, but we're friends and he's really cool, and I'm glad that I met him through the app. In terms of dating, I mean, we went out. I went out with him, but I had told him, literally, like, one of the first things I told him was like, listen, I'm just looking for friends. I'm just looking for friends. I'm not really like, you know, and he respected that. And so we've been cool ever since, right? In terms of like dating, like really looking for someone to like be, I don't know why I'm doing this, to like be in a relationship with. This is like passionate. Anyway, in terms of like looking for someone to be in a relationship with, I'm still really not doing that. But I did, you know, deal with someone, and that will also be a separate video. I got mad videos for y'all. Don't even worry, I got videos coming. hot off the press. They're coming to you. I did deal with someone, and that was just a really crazy situation that did not have to end the way that it ended. Ultimately, I've just decided to let things happen organically, just to meet people organically. I did make another friend via Facebook dating, and she's pretty cool. We've hung out once, but we talk all the time. I talk to both of them all the time, so that's really cool. I'm grateful for those two people. But yeah, in terms of making any other friends, it's just gonna have to happen organically, because dating online is already weird enough, but then trying to genuinely be friends with people, it becomes this thing, because it's like, no, I want to be more than friends. No, if I told you that I'm looking for friendship, why are we even talking about being more than friends at this point? I also wanted to mention, this is going to sound really bad. Also wanted to mention, because I had a question on Instagram, you know, do the men here look like Ralph Angel off of Queen Sugar? No, they don't. I can't even tell you the amount of good-looking men that I've seen. I can count on one hand. I can't. I don't see good-looking men here. I don't. And like I said, right, in my defense, I don't go out much, right? Maybe with going out, I'll be able to see more people and meet more people and come across more attractive-looking men. But if we leave it up to like the dating apps, no. And just the places that I've been around, no, I don't really see attractive men here. So I don't know. That's just something to keep in your mind if you plan on relocating here and you want to be like in the dating scene. I don't know what to tell you. May the odds be ever in your favor. So the next thing is, like I said, driving for Uber was cool. You make money, but you also have to pay them back. And if you keep the car for the 4 weeks, for a full month, by the end of the month, it comes up to about $1,000, which you could easily put towards just getting a car from somewhere. You know what I mean? So ultimately, I bought a car. I took the car back to Uber, back to Hertz. Technically not Uber. I took it back to Hertz because that's who I was renting the car through. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a car from CarMax. So I went to CarMax, and I bought a car. Not my first car, but my first car that I like bought that's like in good condition and like new, you know what I mean? Like, I got my first car when I was 16 in high school, and it was a little coupe. I like coupes. I'll insert a picture. It was a little red Toyota Paseo, and I just thought it was the cutest little thing. My family bought it outright from like this auto shop. My second car I purchased for myself when I was in college with a refund check. So you can imagine it didn't cost that much, and it wasn't in the best condition, right? So this is my first car that I've actually like gone to like a dealership and purchased. And I was super nervous about that because I didn't have anybody to go with me. Signing a contract for a car? Financing a car? Like, ooh, I'm an adult. That's when the adulting really hit. I mean, yeah, I'm 30. I'm 30 or whatever. I'm 30 years old. I'm proud to be 30. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, my 30s are coming. If you don't embrace it, it won't embrace you. And that's just simply put. That's really when it was like, yo, I'm an adult out here. Like, I'm signing contracts, financing shit. What is this? But yeah, so far, everything's been great. It's a little bit of a weight lifted off my shoulder, but now it's like, okay, I have to worry about my car payment. I have to worry about my insurance. And I got my insurance through Geico. It was pretty affordable. I've had Geico in the past. My last 2 cars, I had Geico. So I was hoping that it wouldn't be too expensive because this is Louisiana and the insurance is very high here because, oh, let me tell y'all, they cannot drive here. The drivers in Louisiana give me PTSD. I know I got it. I just know I have it. And I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit more about that in my video on driving for Uber. There's not a day that I get on the road and drive and I'm not cussing in the car because I just don't understand what goes on. And the thing is, the rain hits here differently. These are just little random things that I'm throwing here now that they're popping into my head. The rain here hits different, so be prepared for that. In the rain, they drive worse. It's like when the road is dry, they driving slow, super slow. And I'm just like, I don't understand. But when it's raining, baby, they be whipping. You should be driving slower, not faster when it's a storm outside. And the way the roads are, oh baby, that's another thing. If you're moving here, it's all coming to me now. If you're moving here with a vehicle, thumbs up to you, that's amazing. I want you to be prepared for the way the roads are. They are ass. The roads here are ass, specifically in New Orleans. I don't know if that's a consequence of, you know, the hurricanes or whatever, or Katrina or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't living here at the time, but the roads are bad. Bad. Like, you think your city is bad with the potholes and you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I stopped at a gas station one night and a man asked me, do you need a wheel alignment? Yeah, I probably do. Like, the fact that you're out here offering that says a lot. The roads are ass. So be prepared to be in your car, okay? Drive slow, be cautious, make sure you're keeping your eyes on the road because they drive crazy and then the roads are messed up. It's a bad combination all around. So I do also have to mention that as a Black woman, we like to look good. We like to get our nails done and our hair done and our eyebrows and our feet and all that stuff, and I am no exception to that rule. So coming from New York, there's a nail salon on every corner, right? And I had my specific one that I would go to for my eyebrows and then the other one that I would go to for my nails and my toes. It's been a bit of a struggle here. I'm just gonna say that, especially considering the fact that I don't live in New Orleans itself. I live like 15 minutes outside of the city. And I live in a predominantly white neighborhood. So the first nail salon that I went to was okay. They gave some looks. I mean, my hair is green, but damn, like, I don't know, whatever. They looked a little funky at me and they acted like they couldn't really do what I was asking them to do. All right. I went to a second nail salon. Horrible experience. I was in there waiting for like 2 hours and then the nail started to peel maybe 3 days later. I say all that to say that if you're living outside of New Orleans, if you're living on the outskirts like I am, and you're a Black woman or a Black man or Black however you identify, whatever you want to identify as, you might want to think about having your nail salon in an area that's predominantly Black, because it's been tough out here. Like, it's not like they don't get Black customers or clients, because I've gone into these places and seen other Black people in there, other Black women, but they don't respect us. And that's not anything new. Don't get it twisted. It's not like in New York they were like, oh, welcome to my... No, it wasn't like, I don't know why I just did this. It wasn't like they were super welcoming in New York either, or in Baltimore. I think as a whole, there's always like this level of disrespect for Black consumers, especially in those types of spaces. So that's always, for me, that's always in the back of my mind. I don't go into a situation like, well, I'm gonna already have an attitude because I know they're about to have an attitude with me. I never do that. But if you show me you're gonna treat me a certain way, I'm not coming back to your establishment. And I'm going to leave a review. And I'm not the person that leaves bad reviews all the time when I have a bad experience. I leave good reviews too, trust me. But I'm definitely gonna leave one, a lengthy one, if you do some nonsense. I'm trying to think of some Black neighborhoods that I have heard good things about. Chalmette, I think, is a predominantly Black neighborhood. Algiers, the West Bank in general. Do not move to the east. And I'm not even trying to be like petty or anything like that. I've literally heard that from other Black people here that are from here. So I'm not even trying to come in here with some bias or like uppity perspective. No. Black people here have told me do not move to the east. Do not go to the east. So I'm also sharing that information with y'all. If y'all think about moving here, don't move to the east. It's not what it used to be. And so I've heard pre-Hurricane Katrina, the east was this very, I don't know, affluent neighborhood for Black people, right? If you had money, that's where you lived. Post-Katrina, a lot of the riffraff from other communities, riffraff, who says that, have moved into the east. And so it's no longer this affluent, upstanding community for Black people. It's this area where it's like, yo, don't get caught over here at a certain time type energy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the information that I'm sharing with you that I've gotten from natives here. I moved here from Brownsville, so I'm not about to be like, oh, I've been to the east a few times doing deliveries. And was I scared? No, not necessarily, because I'm not like hanging out over there. I'm conscious of like, okay, this is an area that people tell me to be careful in, so it is what it is. But like I said, I moved here from Brownsville. It's one of the last places in Brooklyn to probably be gentrified. Like, period. And I was okay with that. I had no problem living in Brownsville. I like to be among my people. Like I said, like, I like to be among my people. I just don't want to be in an area where my people are acting crazy, where my people are robbing and stealing, where my people are killing. I don't condone none of that. I don't like that. So I don't want to be in that area. But I do enjoy living among black people because we get each other. Like, we get each other. We be here with each other. Living in other areas, it's sometimes a little nerve-wracking, or you feel like an outsider, or you feel, and I don't feel like that here, thankfully. Thankfully, I don't feel like that where I'm currently living. But I have driven around in Metairie and seen Trump for president signs in people's front yards. So yeah, yeah, they're out here. They're definitely out here. Very last thing on my list would be the bugs. Apparently they have termite season here in Louisiana. And I was not aware of that because I didn't check on what kind of bugs and what kind of bug seasons they have. That's never been something that I've had to like wonder, like, oh my, do they have a termite season in this state? I never had to think about that. I never had to think about that. So I didn't look it up. I didn't do any research on it before moving here. But they have termite season. And so what will happen is they will have these flying termites. Do termites fly normally? I don't know. I don't know anything about these bugs. But their termites fly and they are attracted to yellow lights, I believe. So what you want to do if you're getting a house or whatever, I guess, you want to have white lights around the outside of your house because that'll keep the termites away. And I will insert a clip. I don't do bugs. I don't do no bugs. I don't do no bugs. Ah. I'm okay.
Can you feel it? Ah! Bee! Okay.
Unless it's a ladybug, I don't want to hear nothing about it. I'm not dealing with it. I was in my apartment a few nights ago and I had come home from doing Uber Eats and, you know, took a shower, got in bed, ready to sleep, ready to be, you know, just relaxed. And I was on my phone listening to a voice message. And I don't know what made me look up. I looked up and on my headboard, I saw like this big brown thing. So I jumped out of bed. I hit the light switch and it was this big ass roach. This big ass roach on my headboard. I lost it. I'm just now getting back into my bed. I didn't sleep in my bed for days because the image was still in my head. And it's still there, but like, it's gotta be dead now. I don't do creepy crawly, and I especially hate roaches. Especially hate them. I don't do creepy crawly stuff. So I could not sleep in my bed for a few days, for a few nights, I should say. I'm just getting back in there. And even when I slept in there last night, I like pulled the sheet around. I put myself in a cocoon just in case niggas wanna act crazy and come out again. Cause I'm not doing it. I think I've covered everything that you need to know if you're thinking about relocating or moving to Louisiana, specifically New Orleans or any of the surrounding areas. I hope that was a coherent list because I feel like I might have just been rambling at some points. If you guys have any more questions, please post them in the comments below. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram. Y'all really are some energies, man. Let that energy shine through, baby. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. I do have some more videos on the way for you guys, just chronicling my experiences here thus far. Make sure you're subscribed and locked in so you can see those when they drop. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.